Good evening. Thank you. 1 year ago, I introduced my father when he declared his candidacy. In his own way, and through his own shared point of view, he sacrificed greatly to enter the political arena as an outsider, and he rebelled against the fears of sitting every talent's competitor. For more than a year, Donald Trump has been the people champion, and tonight, he the people nominee. Like many fellow millennials, I do not consider myself categorically Republican and Democrat. Modern party affiliation I vote on based on what I believe is right for my family and my country. Sometimes it's just a choice. That's not the case this time. As the proud daughters of nominee, I'm here to tell you that this the moment and Donald Trump is the person to make Americans great again. Real chance, because we have not seen in this case, is only going to come from outside the system, and not only going to come from a man who is spending high time doing what others says could not be done. My brother is a fighter. When the Prime Minister was taught and they were taught, he did what any great leader does. He trust deeper, worked harder, got better, and become stronger. I have seen him fight for his family. I have seen his fight for his employee. I saw him fight for Symphony, and now I am seeing his fight for our country. It's been the stories of his life and more recently, the spirit of his campaign. It answers regularly to reaching the goals that united us. When the party and better still this country knows what it likes to be the king. If it's impossible to pay more, and yes, not really well done, that destroys that father who raised me. In the same our officer in Trump Towers was thrown out together. I remember laying on the floor by my father's desk, contrasting military buildings with figures in retrospect. When he did the same, Wisconsin still in class. My father taught me semblance and means important positive values and strong ethical compass. He showed us how to be resilient, how to deal with challenges, and how to strive for excellence in all we do. He taught us there's nothing that we cannot accomplish if we married vision and passion with endurance work ethic. One of my father's greatest talents and is really to see potential in people, but before they see in themselves, as well as for us to grow up. He taught us that potential one is nothing but without effort. And like him, we each has a responsibility to work to not just for ourselves, but for the betterment of the world around us. Over the years, on too many occasions to count, I saw my father's steal stories of newspaper about people whom he has never met, who were facing some address and hardship. He tries to to his assistant in signature plus few different. This reveals that the person prowls invited to jump tower to meet with him. He would talk to them and try to pop on his extension network to find the job or get them a break. And that's really his office, and people showed up until after having been with Donald Trump, feeling that life could be great again. Throughout my entire life, I have witnessed his empathy and generosity toward others. A socialist person is just his way of being in your corners when you're down. My father not only had a chance and will the necessary to be our next president, but also the kindness, compassion that we able to him to able little that the country need. My father has a sense of fairness that touches every conviction he holds. I worked alongside. I worked for an escape organization and have seen how it operates at Leicester, making important initiation that the shape career and the change life. I learned a lot about the work from working construction job by his side. Once run properly, construction sites ensure meritocracy, competence, and the building trades is a support and incompetence impossible to hide. These sites are also incredible male support, rather than people from onwards apply and do not just stand to work towards a single mission. There has a median amount of background and tenacity of my father's job site, and long before it was communized, you also show a women. My father's valued talents. He recognized real knowledge and skills when he fired his scholar prize and Rachel neutral. He hired the best person for the job, period. Words and promises, no matter how visionaries they show only gets to so far, since our business do not builders unless you got a building to show for it. On my father's case, city skyline. Most people try their entire life to achieve great success in a single industry. My father has success in many on a higher level on a global scale. One of the reasons he has chosen as angel because he listens to every people. Billionaire secretary usually ask the people doing the work for the opinions of the world. My father is an exception. On every one of his projects, you see him attracting the server, the painter, the engineer, and the electrician. He asks them for the feedback. If they think something should be done differently, could be done better. When Donald Trump chair on that scout abilities and first as excellent. This has long been philosophy at the Trump organization, and by part of this companies that more females than executive. Women are paid equally for the work that we do, and when women become a mother, they support it and not shut out. Women represent 46% of total U.S. labor force and 40% of American households have female primary breadwinner. In 2040, women make 83 cents for every dollar earned by men. Single women without children are 90% for each dollar earned by men, whereas men is more than 77 cents. A researcher has noted gender is no longer the first of creating racist ways to represent in this country, but the wholeness. As president, my father switched the labor law that were put in place at the time women were not significant portion for the world sport, and he focused on making equality choice care affordable and accessible for all. As a mother myself of three young children, I know how hard it was while raising families, and I also know that I am first paternity foremost. American families need relief. Policies allow women with children to die should not be novelty, that should be the norm. Politicians talk about wage equality, but my father has made his practice his comedy throughout his entire career. He will fight for equal pay for equal work, and I will fight for this too, right alongside of him. And Americans today need economies that permit people to rise again. A Trump president will turn the economies around to restore the race American tradition of giving each new generation hope for a greater opportunity than those of generations that came before. In Donald Trump, you have candidates who know the difference between wanting something done and make it happen. When my father says he will build a tower, keep an eye on the skyline, floor by floor, showering structure appear, usually record setting in height and iconic design. Real people are hard to do with real work. Vision becomes reality. When my father says he will make Americans race again, he will deliver. We have a chance this year to reclaim our history as a country that dream big and makes impossible happen. Fortunately, Donald Trump is incapable of thinking small. When I was a child, my father always told me, Ivanka, if you want to be thinking anyway, you might as well think big. As president, my father checked on my divorce birthing right. He will be unafraid to set lost goals and he will be relentless in his determination and achieve them. To people on others Americans, I say, when you have my father in your corner, you will never again to worry about being let down. He will fight for you, understands on the way, every time. Maybe it's developing him, but Donald Trump cannot stand to see image man trade in borders of factory. He can be an interested college graduate who raised by students and mothers who can afford to childcare, required to return to work to better life of his family. Other politicians see this hardship, see unfairness abroad, and they say, I feel for you. Only my father will say, I fight for you. The hard-working men and women in this country identify with my father. He is tough and he is persevering. He is honest and he is real. He is an optimist and he is relentless believers in America and on our potential. He loves his families and he loves this country with heart and his soul. Politicians ask to be judged by their promises, not their results. I ask you to trust my father by his result. Trust his value by showing his attitude in his children. Trust competitions by towards his bill. The company supported and attempt 1,000 jobs he's created. He is the single most qualified third chief executive of an 18 trillion economy. My fathers were kinds of the best, brightest people from on several industries and both sides. A new set of thinkers to face our current existing futures problem with best to embrace new solutions. Come January 17, all things will be possible again. We can hope and dream and think big again. No one has more faith in the American people than my father, who will be the greatest, the justest, and your most loyal champion. This is Friday, the juror that I chosen money, and when no one expected. The moment in the lives of your country had defied the mission, I given it to his traveling man. He's ready to see it and with through, to speak every man and every moment of every background, every part of this great country, to earn your trust and to earn your vote. He endorsed a much more promise a long time ago. I love and respect him my entire life, and I could not be more proud tonight to present to and talk on America, my father, our next president, Donald J. Trump.